Today's episode of the More You Know podcast is brought to you by CrowdQuestion, a brand new social communication platform focused on connecting crowds to bring everyone closer to their community, as well as enhancing any occasion. Rather than being a social media platform focused on content and advertising, they're focused on communication and connection. Learn more about the platform and download the app free at crowdquestion.com. Today's episode of the More You Know podcast features Brandon Steiner, who's a legendary sports marketer and entrepreneur, who founded Steiner Sports, working with incredible athletes like Derek Jeter and Mariano Rivera, as well as being an author, speaker, and host of The Hookup. And also Chris Westfall, who's a motivational speaker, author, and entrepreneur best known as the National Elevator Pitch Champion. I asked each of them what their best piece of leadership advice is. Enjoy the episode.
I'm just trying to make it all make sense.
The
More
You
Know
Podcast.
Well, leadership these days is a lost art, and it's difficult because communication has become minimized to mostly texting and everything online, and less conversation, less face to face. But the best leadership advice I can give is, there's time for meetings and there are times for memos, but there's nothing like sitting with someone and sharing information, understanding where a person's coming from, and explaining what you're trying to accomplish as a leader, and asking for that person's help, and trying to match up to what you're trying to do with that person's skills and assets. There's nothing better than the one-on-one, especially with the key people that are in your group or company or on your team. So I think as a leader, a lot of times there is the great talk and the motivational conversation you have at a company meeting or a group meeting, but there's nothing that supersedes the one-on-one conversation that shows that person you're talking to and how important they are in helping you get to the company's goals and your goals, what you're trying to achieve.
My best piece of leadership advice is pretty simple. It's to remember that leadership is not about a title, a position, the size of your office, or the role that you fill. Leadership is a verb. And leadership is not something that's reserved for those folks out there. It's something that's inside of all of us. It's inside of you and it's inside of me. And there's always an opportunity to take the lead in your life, to take responsibility for your actions and to help others, to be of service to others in some powerful way. And that's true no matter what is happening in the economy or in the world all around us. In fact, especially during times of disruption, the best advice that I can offer is that leadership is within all of us, and tapping into that place of service, that place of vision, that place of innovation is something that we all can access. So that's my piece of leadership advice. Look inside if you want to know where leadership really lives.
I'm just trying to make it all make sense.
The
More
You
Know
Podcast.